All right, so this is a quick tour of my 2022 Pleasureway Tofino. This guy is on a 2021 Dodge Ram chassis, so just figured I'd start up front, give you a quick overview of what you get with the 21 chassis. So, pretty basic gauge layout, cruise control, non-automatic headlights. You do get navigation. It does have a USB connection, so you can connect it to an iPhone or similar. It doesn't have CarPlay, it does have navigation, just a pretty basic nav set, and it does have Bluetooth. One of the cooler features that is only on the later Ram ProMaster chassis and the later Tofino models is this digital rearview mirror. So basically it's a typical rearview mirror, or you can put it like that. So it's really handy because this is a camera, HD camera, and it works perfectly to show you what's behind you, even if you have the curtains blacked out in the back, which is super handy. Updated feature. Another updated feature is it does have blind spot detection. So the little triangles on the top of each one of the mirrors notify you if somebody's in your blind spot, which is handy. It's a pretty small van, but it is still handy sometimes. And that's kind of the basis of the chassis. So this is kind of the last year of this basic layout. I know this is kind of my main issue with this van, is that this is a very basic configuration for the money you pay for the van. But for 2022 chassis models, which will be like a 2023 Pleasureway, this will all be updated to the new Ram Dash, which is really nice. And it finally gets CarPlay, better reversing camera, and just some other little touches, because right now back camera is adequate. You can see it does have guidelines, but it's just really small. Moving towards the back, this is kind of where the Pleasureway kit begins and the Dodge kit ends. So back here we have kind of a double wide sofa, and below it on the left, that's your main power on-off isolation switch, and on the right, that red key is your solar on-off switch. You have CO NO2 detector right there, and then notice this one has furnace kind of integrated into the millwork, with the intake being here, and then two exhaust outlets right here. That's newer on the 21.5 Ford models. The old ones used to have like an old style furnace right here, but now you have much more cabinet space. Same Dometic fridges as the older ones, but excellent. It has a freezer compartment that you can remove, keeps things cold. No complaints about the fridge. It has a nice, this is a induction and stovetop, so you can run this if your inverter is on. This runs on off of the lithium batteries. No propane cooktop on it, on interior, which is nice. You don't have to worry about any combustion vapors or anything. Moving along to our control panels. This is the Xantrax inverter panel. Basically, this handles your 120 volt power, which is these plugins, as mentioned before, your induction stovetop, and then there's some exterior 120 volt plugins also ran off of this. So if you're boondocking, this is run off the lithium batteries that are below here. 2 100 amp hour lithium batteries are here. Lithium batteries are standard, which is super nice. Next thing we got going here is a nice little cubby. And this kind of the star of the show is this Pleasureway main control panel. This is produced by Spider for them. It is super handy. You see you got a furnace here. I don't know if you could hear it, but I just triggered the furnace. You have 4 lighting zones, all of them dimmable, which is really nice, individually dimmable. You have a water pump, basically primes your water pump for your sink. And then you have your tank monitors integrated with your solar, which is also integrated with your battery system. So I'm pulling in 38 amps from running the motor right now, and it looks like we're at 100% charge. But if I wasn't running the engine right now, it would give me kind of an estimated time till the batteries are depleted, which is very handy. The other coaches will have their own Truma panel, which has like error code readings and everything. And I've seen that this is actually located under here, which is it is serviceable, but only by your authorized dealer. So you do get the convenience having all in one, but all these modules are just kind of elsewhere, and this is the control panel, if that makes sense. So the solar charger controller is underneath the seat, but they give you a readout here. Same with all these other controls. This is just the main controller for the system, with other auxiliary controllers kind of being more hidden away, try to give you a better user interface. Moving towards the back garage area, you have a nice extendable ladder to either use on the bunk that I'll show you in a second, or you could use it to access the roof rack. You have 2 more 120 volts, 2 more USB type A plugs right there. You have your 120 volt breakers right below there, table leg, and then these are the 2 bed supports, and you have a water spray port with your water nozzle right there. You got some quick window shades for the front. I just store them back here. They're a nice fitment. And then below this is just basically all battery. So very basic. This ottoman, I just purchased that. That doesn't come with it, just as a footstool. And then, if you can imagine, we're going up. So you have about a twin size bed up here with the pop top fully extended. You could sleep basically another 1 adult or 2 kids up here, which is really nice. Note, you have to keep it under 200 pounds. And these are nice. They're like a mosquito netting. And then the front is actually, you bring this down, it's like a plexiglass window. One thing to note with the pop top, that we use this mostly in the winter, but when you do have this extended, which we didn't in the winter, it does let in a lot of noise. So one thing to consider if you frequent a lot of noisy campgrounds, this is going to let in noise from your neighbors, where typical RV will be a little bit more sealed up. Another thing is, for that, if you're in the summer camping with this, no air conditioning, no max fan or anything, so you'll be opening up your windows everywhere, so that'll also let in more noise if you're a light sleeper. Nice. The windows are openable, so basically just turnstile. Work really nice. So that one's openable. Then the 2 right there openable, along with your 2 chassis windows that you can open up if needed. Really nice setup, really basic. We liked how open the layout was. There's a table that basically hides back here that you can move around, and it's a nice setup. It's very basic. If I had to critique anything, I've been underneath the couch on this one, and there is room for them to negotiate kind of, maybe another storage cubby under there, and kind of push all the batteries and charging stuff to one side. Additional tweak I would make, we use ours in the winter, and this battery compartment's a little bit isolated off the main cab, so to maintain the lithium battery temperature, they aren't self-heating batteries, we had to kind of open up the back service port of this coach in the back there, so that you can kind of let the warm air in. I think a nice little touch would be if we could either add a vent into this front vented grill, or just duct a heated exhaust outlet into it. That would probably be nice in winter camping as well, because then the bottom of your mattress would have a little more heat. We have used this in minus 30 degrees Celsius. You can do the versions Fahrenheit, and it does easily maintains a 20 degree cab temperature, which is, I don't know, I think it's really amazing given what it is. Has really nice MCD roller blinds. This is on basically every window. The back is that mosquito netting that drops down. You can either have a full blackout or with mosquito nets. So really a basic setup, but really convenient. The 2 seats will rotate and face you, which is nice. Not much to complain about. Just, yeah, no, the storage, you're gonna have to work with things. You're gonna have to get more. We utilize backpack style kind of goods, just to make sure that it was small enough to fit in a tight space for 2 of us. The fridge is small, but it's adequate for about 7 days if you pack, I don't know, pack with intention. And the electronics are A1. We haven't had any issues with electronics. They seem to be really well made. The panel seems to be working great in all temperatures, all conditions. Nice little touch, like I might have mentioned a little bit before, is would it be nice to add self-heating batteries, because these lithium batteries, as instructed by my dealer, you can discharge them in the cold, but you can't charge them when they're cold. So we always pegged, this is a battery temperature gauge, which is a nice touch. We like to be at around 10 degrees Celsius before we started to allow a charge to the batteries, which if they had a self-heating function, it would reach a lot faster in the winter. You can't use the sink and the water tanks in the winter. I think that's an oversight in their video. You have to fully winterize it if you're going to be using this for skiing, which is fine. We used to use like a blue water jug and then basically our own little gray water tank, and then kind of just poured it out at campsites as needed. There's not too much else I would change. A little piece of carpet should be probably changed to the similar flooring style they have here. It just attracts dirt. My main changes from dealing with this van for the past, past year really, is mostly focused on the RAM stuff. I would really look to see that updated dash that's going to happen in the future. You're going to be a lot better off with that. I think it is going to come at a premium. These vans kind of continue to escalate in cost, but I'll pay the premium for basically having an updated dash, and then it's also going to have an updated transmission, which is nice because I'm averaging around 15 liters per 100 kilometers, and there's a reported 10% advantage to the new transmission, so 14 liters per 100 with my driving habits I'd be really happy with. I think that's pretty reasonable. Utility of the van is excellent. I'll do a quick walk through the outside here. You have propane fill and a low pressure connection for a barbecue, which is super handy. Nice running boards that have been updated for the new model, a lot higher. You have the pop top, looks really cool. Just normal halogen headlamps, no LEDs. Utility centers right here, where you basically have an electronic gas valve. You have the power connection, city water connection. This is the furnace exhaust right there. Water fill port, gray water drain. That's been moved up, which is super nice. Older generations had like a lower, basically the running board ran to here, and then this ran under, which this new setup I haven't had any issues with whatsoever. It's nice that it's up high. These tires and rims are aftermarket. Basically, to drive on roads in BC, you need to have, in the winter, you need to have Mountain Snowflake rated, and these are, which is nice. That backup camera is located up here, additional with the rear view camera, and they don't ever really muck up in the winter, which is nice because they're mounted so high. And then you do get a full 2-inch basically trailer receiver and wiring. This is the factory kit from RAM, which is really nice because I noticed on the Solaris by Winnebago, this is kind of like a current aftermarket, which doesn't look as nice in my opinion. But yeah, that is kind of what it looks like. These are the 220 volt outlets. And then it has a magnetic roller screen. So imagine the screen rolls down, and then it keeps the bugs out in the summer. But quick summary, I'll insert some footage that we had kind of in winter camping with this, but I've been really happy with this van. Look for updates on that cab for something that you're spending around $100,000 Canadian on. You expect a bit more. I'd like to see heated seats. Heated steering wheel would even be nice, but the basic requirement would be a dash that is kind of more out of this decade, which they have addressed, and basically you're going to be able to purchase that in the next couple of months here. No other issues, just more storage. I think realistically, maybe this cabinet could go up all the way, bring up this touch panel, have the cabinet go all the way back, and just have more of a wall of storage. I think that'd help a lot of people out. For me, for my partner, the storage, we did make it work, but more storage is always better. So yeah, I'll put the top down and I'll do another walk through with it down, just so you can see how it looks. It's a little more stealth. Just yeah, I'll cut to that right now. One thing before we jump outside, just with that top down, if you're curious, that's about 5'5", 5'6". You can stand in there, because there's another 6-8 inch drop here. My partner, she can stand fully up there in the winter, and which is nice. So if you're a little bit shorter, you will be able to stand in this unit with the top down. So apologize, it's a bit windy here, but this is what it looks like with the top down. Notice these roof rails and roof rack, that's optional. I think it's kind of useless. They're too high up. I wasn't able to spec this unit. They kind of, with COVID, you get what you get. And this one, if I walk far enough back, you might be able to see it does have 2 solar panels just on the roof there. Another noted thing with like revision changes with this ProMaster is that the solar panels used to be glued to the fiberglass top, but now they're just they're aluminum panels. They had issues with the glued ones kind of failing. But I think it's a sharp looking van, especially once you swap out the wheels. Yeah, no real complaints. I think that they're cool units. They're going to be on the pricier side of things, and I guess that is life now. If you have any questions, just let me know. I should be able to answer them. We have about, for your knowledge, yeah, I put around 6,000 kilometers on this. I went around about 8-9 trips, mostly in the winter. And so I do know the van very well. The front wheel drive works great in the winter with proper tires. There's enough weight on those front wheels that you can kind of really get where you need to go. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.